So, there is a big debate going on tonight. I say a big debate, relatively sizable debate going on tonight in places where Evertonians congregate online, so on Twitter and on the GrandOldTeam and probably in other locations as well, about whether or not Evertonians are willing to sell their tickets to Liverpool fans for the derby, because there's a slim chance that the most horrific thing in your mind, one of your biggest nightmares, could come true. And that is that Liverpool win the league, which they're going to win the league anyway, but they win it, they confirm it at Goodison. So the theory goes for some Evertonians, and let me just say that I'm not judging, I'm not making this video to judge at all, but some Evertonians think, well, you know what, there's a good chance they're going to win the league. They're going to win the league. I don't want to watch them do it. If it turns out they're going to do it at Goodison, I would rather sell my ticket, make a healthy profit, potentially pay for my next 2 season tickets, and sell it to some red from Oslo or Islamabad or the home counties or Liverpool, who wants to pay over the odds. That's the market. They want to pay for the ticket. It's my ticket. It's my prerogative. I can do what I want with it. And to a certain extent, I happen to agree, because ultimately it is your ticket. You can do what you want with it. However, I don't think that comes without consequences. What I mean by that is, if you're like me and you've sat around some of the people now for a couple of seasons that you sit around, and you got pally with them and you have a chat during the match, which most people do as Evertonians, I think those of us that go to the game and have season tickets, you have got to consider their experience. So suppose ultimately if you sell your ticket to one of those Liverpool fans that is animated, it might cause issues, and it might not be the best thing that you can do. You do have to consider the other Evertonians around you. Also, last year was probably one of the most hostile atmospheres I think I ever witnessed at Goodison. For me, it hadn't been like that for a long, long time when we played them at home last year. Now, last year, unfortunately, like this year, Liverpool were streets ahead of us. We had an upturn in form around that time, but they were still streets ahead of us, and I do feel that they probably shat themselves a little bit at Goodison last year because of how intimidating the ground was. Everyone was up for it, and don't get me wrong, they had a few chances in that game. I remember Michael Keane had a really good game, and Pickford pulled off a couple of good saves. I remember one late on against Salah, and that helped. Of course it did, but the players spoke about it after. It was intimidating. It wasn't a nice environment for those Liverpool lads to play football. Now, for every ticket that you sell to a red for this game, you lower the chances of that happening again. Because ultimately, for every other Liverpool fan that is inside the ground, there are less Evertonians, and therefore less people making it tough for Liverpool. And if we're going to get anything from this game, a game that they could potentially win to confirm the Premier League, it's a slim chance. But you've got to do all you can as a fan base to try and stop that happening. Now, I say that with a level of hypocrisy because I'm not going to be at the game. We booked a holiday a while ago. When I realised that I was missing the derby, I was devastated. I was tempted to say to the wife, let's change it. Probably would have been a hard sell given the magnitude of this holiday. It's a big one, you know how it is. And then as the season's progressed, I'm like, okay, I'm not that bothered because ultimately I'm not very confident. So I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite there. However, what I won't do is, look, it's got tempted because you think about the money that you could potentially make off selling the ticket in that situation to a Liverpool fan. I'd be lying if I sat here and said I haven't thought about it. But ultimately, I just don't want to give a red that satisfaction. I'd rather give my ticket, as I will do, to another Evertonian to go and watch a derby, which is always special. It's not been a very pleasant experience for us very often over the years, in recent years, but it's still a big game, the biggest game for us at Goodison, and there's always that chance that Everton can win. And if they do, I'd rather an Evertonian witness that than a red, frankly. So, look, I won't judge you, but I do want your thoughts on this because it is a big topic. You may have seen Dave Feely's tweet. He a regular on the show. He's saying that his ancestors would basically, his forebears would be very angry with him if he was to give his ticket to a Liverpool fan ahead of the derby. Now, I know in the past, Evertonians and Liverpoolians have sat together in previous derbies in previous years, but I think those days are long gone now, and I don't think that's a thing anymore. So I just don't think it's a good idea. I think we really do need to make it as hostile as we can on that day, because ultimately, if it comes down to it, there's a chance that Liverpool can win the league at Goodison. We as supporters have got to do absolutely everything we can to stop that. And one way that we can do that is to turn up and be very, very vocal and very nasty like we were last season. But give me your thoughts on this. It is a big topic on Everton Twitter, especially tonight. I think there's some conversations as well on GrandOldTeam about it. Leave your comments underneath. If you're a season ticket holder, or if you were a season ticket holder, what are you planning to do, or what would you do? Let us know. As always, I'm Adam Partington. You can follow me on Twitter at @PartAdam and on Instagram at @PartAdam. And head over to GrandOldTeam.com as well to sign up to the forum if you haven't yet. As always, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. I'll see you again next time.